Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the program agenda. I'm your host, Cito Beltran, welcoming you on this Friday, 21st of October, 2022. Welcome, and I do hope that you all had a good night's rest and looking forward to a restful weekend, or if not, a productive weekend. But please take it from me, don't try to do too much, and if you would, sunugin nyo na yung mga to-do list ninyo that are never ending. Many people love to do to-do lists. Unfortunately, it never ends because once we've completed a few tasks, we start all over again or we add new ones to it. So please, take it from me. That is not a good practice. Keep it down to 3, and when you've finished it, take a rest. Kumbaga, 3 essentials and then take a rest. Okay, thank you for all of you who are subscribers of Cignal TV. Maraming salamat po. And for those of you who follow us on facebook.com/onenewsph or on YouTube, okay? Just search for One News PH or One News Agenda and you'll find us. Maraming salamat for those of you who watch us. Your support is much appreciated. Okay, let's get on with the day with our daily starter. And it's a very good reminder, especially, Gabriel, bigyan mo ako ng chance makabuelo. Anyway, it's a good reminder for all of us that we may espouse our beliefs, our principles, our ideology, but when people watch us and we don't walk the talk, it doesn't matter. And our daily starter comes from Toby Mac. And it goes, your beliefs don't make you a better person. Your behavior does. Okay? So, kumbaga, kung ano yung buka ng bibig mo, dapat yun din yung hugis ng buhay mo. Okay, let's go to the front page of the Philippine Star. And today, the headline of the Philippine Star, one of 2 middlemen in Lapid Slay dies, okay? Broadcasters, brother smells massive conspiracy. Yun po, lumabas na ang balita that one of 2 middlemen, dalawa daw po kasi ang gumawa ng kontrata, 2 individuals manage or put together the hit assassination contract on broadcaster Mr. Lapid, and it turns out, Percy Lapid, and it turns out that one of them died of bangungot, pancreatic, hindi naman pancreatic cancer, he died of pancreatic failure. Baka naman masyado niyang yinakap yung kanyang unan, okay? Or he forgot to breathe. Anyway, according to the DILG, Secretary Benhar Abalos Dasan, the second middleman has been secured, but a big investigation is now ongoing because marami-rami pala ang involved. Okay, at the top of the front page, President Marcos rejects pursuit of helicopter deal with Russia. Meanwhile, Russia insists that the government honor the contract it entered to with a private Russian helicopter supplier. Meanwhile, the United States has offered the products of a Polish helicopter manufacturer. So, yan na po. That is the latest update on the helicopter deals that were canceled by the Duterte administration. Meanwhile, BBM keeping DA post for now. President Marcos, Bongbong Marcos has announced that he will remain as concurrent secretary of the Department of Agriculture. Because the people at the DA told him, Mr. President, there are things you can do that a cabinet secretary cannot do. The question is, Mr. President, what are you doing? Because we are all going to starve unless the Department of Agriculture gets its act together and starts rolling. Okay, trabaho na po, sabi nga ni Secretary Boying Remulla. And now, talking about justice and law enforcement, 11, okay? Listen to this, 11 National Capital Region Police Police Office cops charged with kidnap of sabongeros, okay? 11 police members or policemen were charged by the NBI for the kidnap of 4 missing sabongeros, 4 of the 34. They were charged by the NBI, and ayan na po, this should have been the headline because it indicates that our policemen have transformed into a monster. Okay, I'm sorry. Marami akong kaibigang police, but you know, after all of that Oplan Tokang, Oplan Double Barrel, many policemen have become both judge and executioner. Okay, so yan po, bantayan po natin yung balitang yan. Okay, meanwhile, the British Prime Minister has resigned. Okay, British Prime Minister Liz Truss made history for being the shortest reigning Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. 6 weeks or 1 month and a half lang tinagal niya sa opisina. She was voted by a slim margin to become Prime Minister, but it tells everyone in the world that all of this is meaningless if people don't support you. And of course, the Prime Minister decided, hey, I have a platform, I had a plan, you don't want it, I don't want you. Bye-bye. So she resigned. Okay. Now, going further down the front page, we have a photo to the left side of the Philippine Star, a photo of the United States Ambassador, Mary Kay Carlson, Leyte Governor Carlos Jericho Petilla, AFP Viscom Commander Lieutenant General Robert Daus, and President Bongbong Marcos at the MacArthur Landing Memorial during the commemoration of the 78th Leyte Gulf Landings anniversary. And meanwhile, lower photo shows the San Juanico Bridge illuminated by laser lights during the switch on of the Bridge Aesthetic Light and Sound Show project, also attended by the President the other night. Kagandang tingnan. Masaklap nga lang po yung tulay ginagawa nating art exhibit or light exhibit. Ang daming Pilipino nakatira sa Kadiliman. Punta kayo sa UP Diliman. Ngayon, ang tawag namin UP Kadiliman kasi kulang na kulang sa ilaw. Okay. PDEA to blur all mugshots. The PDEA, following criticisms against the supposed special treatment accorded to the son of Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Remulla, the PDEA or Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency has adopted guidelines on arrested suspects. Kasi po, nung nilabas yung mugshot nung Juanito Remulla III, Juanito Juan Remulla III, for the first time, the mugshot was blurred. So medyo kahit ano pong explanation ang gawin ng officials ng PDEA or whoever, it stands that, you know, it was the exception to the rule. Okay. A little more news, but not so happy news. 12.6 million Filipinos, Pinoy families consider themselves poor. So, hindi po ito 12.6 million Filipinos. This is 12.6 million Pinoy families. So if their families times 5 on the average, okay, according to the latest social weather station survey. Meanwhile, that photo below that story is a photo, a group shot of Finance Secretary Benjamin Diokno and Bangko Sentral Pilipinas Governor Felipe Medalla at the annual reception for the banking community. Maraming salamat po sa imbitasyon ninyo, pero grabe ang traffic dyan sa lugar ninyo. Sorry na laang po. Okay. And last but not the least, we have a photograph of the SM Super Mall welcoming holiday happiness through out of this world experience for shoppers nationwide, including a 50-foot Christmas tree. Okay, yan na po. No? So nag-umpisa na ang attempt to revive Christmas in the Philippines and even all over the world. But we better play a lot of Christmas music, put up the Christmas tree early because the future looks dark and dreary. Sabi nga ng IMF, the worst is yet to come. Okay, that's it. Wrap up our news review from the Philippine Star. Please get a copy or go online and read the Philippine Star online and read more information, more news that are relevant to your daily lives. Marami po kasing laman ang Philippine Star, hindi lang balita sa harapang pahayagan. Okay. Let's go to our first guest. We have two guests today. One is about food, about a chain of restaurants na I am sure all of us have eaten enjoyed their food, but you just didn't think much about it. And the second one will be about the business community support or call for the Ombudsman and ARTA to work together. Unahin na muna natin yung masarap, okay, at sikat. Let's bring in our first guest with this intro video. Roll the Betamax, please.
Mary Rose Tanalgo-Meim is the eldest of 3 Tanalgo siblings who own and operate Bacolod Chicken Inasal, one of the most well-known inasal spots in the country. She is also the restaurant's vice president for marketing. Tanalgo finished her studies in communications at the Ateneo de Manila University.
Good morning, Miss Rose. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Cito. Mayong aga.
Okay, first of all, okay, you know, when I read that you started the business in the 1990s or 1992 ba yun, 93, sabi ko, ay, bago lang pala. Until I realized the 1992, 1993 is almost 30 years ago.
Exactly.
So, may I know, how exactly did this start? And your brand is Bacolod Chicken Inasal. Talaga bang Bacolod yan or magaling lang kayo magluto at na-develop nyo lang yung inasal na galing sa Bacolod?
Hindi. Talagang born and raised kami sa Bacolod. No? From Bacolod talaga. So, I grew up there with my mom, dad, and my 2 other siblings. So, 1 brother and sister. Tapos doon talaga kami nag-aral, no? So, and we grew up there and our home is still there. We grew up eating inasal and loving it. And having it after, you know, that's typical family after mass. Tapos naghahanap kami ng what to eat kasi para hindi na magluto sa bahay. But the favorite was always inasal. So, alam mo naman in Bacolod, ano yan siya, mga stalls by the side, no? So, and then, syempre, Sunday yun usually. We didn't have time to sit down kasi may mga homework. So, I remember my mom and dad magpa-park sa favorite inasal place namin, mag-order. Tapos, ilalagay sa car.
Mhm.
And then, can you imagine, gutom na gutom ka na, then the smell of inasal inside your car on the
You're
way
bringing back
home.
my childhood memories.
Exactly, di ba? And so, pagkatating namin sa bahay, we just open up the inasal and then tahimik kaming lahat. Kasi we're all just eating. And then there's always like an extra. And my siblings and I would try to eat fast para we can go for the extra on the table. Hati-hati.
Okay.
So, I guess it's really your childhood memories that really, when we came to Manila to study, we actually found, it was the start of the malls. Like there was just SM Mall in Quezon City, no?
Yeah.
And then they started, wala pa tong mga Mega Mall and Robinsons. And so we kind of said, no, we'd like to stay here in Manila, no, and not go back to Bacolod. And so my dad was the one who said, if you stay in Manila, you have to earn your source of income from there, no? And then because we finished college na, he said na he was always an entrepreneur. So I guess we grew up with the entrepreneurship blood,
Mhm.
And so he said, inasal, it's really a Bacolod product that is not yet here in Manila. Kasi at that time, there was really no inasal. Well, maybe there was just like a stall, but people didn't even know how to pronounce the word inasal.
Mhm.
Inasal, ganyan kasi Tagalog, di ba?
Yeah, because asal is behavior
Yes,
or your
but
conduct.
exactly. Pero the word inasal, we actually had a historian research, the source of the word inasal and where it came from. So it's from the Spanish asar, which is roasted. No, roast, to roast, asar. And then the natives daw couldn't pronounce the R at the end. So that's why they made it, parang when they pronounced it, inasal. So that's how the word inasal came to be.
Well,
But
it's funny that when you connect the dots, okay, inasal is, in Tagalog, it's asal.
asal.
And then asar, which is to roast, actually is, ang lakas mong mang-asar. So it's like
That's
also
true.
someone is roasting you. But here you have a Spanish origin of actually it's about food related. Now, Rosa, I'm kind of wondering because many places, if a food is so popular and so common, just like inasal in Bacolod is, people tend to take it for granted. What I noticed in Bacolod though is, you have that entire central boulevard in Bacolod City and the place is peppered with inasal stands. And I was wondering, why can't people cook this at home? Is it a cultural experience, which is why you all go there? It's a community thing, or talagang mas gusto ng mga tiga Bacolod to eat outside?
I think that it is not easy to cook it at home, lalo na dito sa Metro Manila, no? So
Yeah.
during the pandemic, we actually came out with our ready to grill. So we have a frozen now na inasal that you can bring home, no? But then the best way to enjoy it is to grill it. No? So you need to have your charcoal, grill it, and there is a timing to it, how to cook it, how to grill it. And that's just the grilling part, no? So the other part is the marination. So it's a simple dish, but there is a lot of things that go into preparing it. And I just wanted to mention that people might not know that one of the secrets is actually the vinegar that we use in our marination and in the sausawan, no? So we actually, it's naturally fermented coconut sap vinegar. And so it comes from it's our own, and it comes from Bacolod. And it's like the old system of making vinegar, yung mananggete system na akyat pa ng, the old-fashioned traditional way, akyat ng coconut tree and then kinakat yung sap where the fruit's supposed to come out.
So it's a coconut vinegar, not a nipa vinegar,
No,
and not
it's
a
coconut.
vinegar that is formulated in clay,
Or ano.
banga, where they just
Oo.
put chemicals. So talagang
not at all.
people have to get it from the coconut tree
Yes.
and make it.
Every day, the mananggete guy will go up the tree, and then there's like a bamboo container that will, where the sap will come out, and then he will cut a little bit para fresh sap can go in. And then when the bamboo is filled up, bababa, and then we use also containers to ferment it. But organic and natural way, no chemicals whatsoever. And then that's also the one you use for the sausawan. Yung pinamak na yan, the one you see in the video. So the way to eat is to put a little soy sauce, squeeze your calamansi, and then add the sinamak. So sinamak is vinegar that was from the coconut vinegar, sap, and then you infuse it with mga, I don't know if you've heard of galangal, mga ganyan. Galangal?
Galangal. Sounds familiar, but I can't recall what it is.
Langkawas in Ilonggo. So it's like a Thai ginger. Okay. And then Thai ginger with chilies, ganyan. So that becomes a little spicy.
But doing that in Bacolod or in Iloilo, that's easy because the material is available.
That's true.
Setting up that same commissary, if you would, in Metro Manila, medyo ibang usapan yan. Getting the supplies would be difficult. Your father told you, if you want to stay in Metro Manila or in Manila, go earn your own living. I will not support you. Okay, so how did you come about setting up Bacolod Inasal? Was that the first business idea, or were there other business ideas that you tried and failed before you got Bacolod Inasal?
So at the beginning, we actually looked at the Andox model. So wherein you have, by the street side, you have like a small stand, and then people will just buy it from there and bring it home. Or if they want to eat, dun sila mga ilang seats lang, no? So parang siguro initially we opened 3. And then, the price point in the preparation and everything is not in the price point of the market where you have the, where the people siguro in the jeepney stand where while they're waiting for their ride, nakikita nila, then they will buy and bring it home. So it didn't work that way, except for one. Kasi we had mga 3 locations na of that model. And then only one survived, which is in EDSA Central. I don't know if you're familiar.
Yeah, that's quite near my place of residence here in Pasig.
So yes, across Shangri-La, no? So it survived because of the working market, which is like, close by you have Unilab. And so all the Unilab salespeople who have traveled to Bacolod have tasted inasal. And so they recognized it. And then they said, uy, masarap yan. So they were like one of our first customers. And then also like the residents in the area, like Barrio Capitolio.
Okay, I think
we traveled to Bacolod. We're the ones who recognized it.
Okay. Rose, we'll just go for a quick break.
Okay.
And then we'll return and let's pick it up quickly because I don't want to run out of time, but I want to find out, okay, so you set up in Star Mall, and then where else did you set it up? We'll be right back here on Agenda.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the program agenda. I'm your host, Cito Beltran, and still with us is our guest, Rose Tanalgo-Meim of Bacolod Chicken Inasal. Rose, just a quick review. You opened up Bacolod Chicken Inasal first with a roadside stall, and then you put up a small restaurant. And now you are in how many locations? How many malls?
21.
21
branches. And then during the pandemic, we didn't close any. But after the pandemic, or like when people started coming in, one mall renovated. So we closed just because it needed to renovate. But otherwise, we have 20 that are open now.
And are you just in Metro Manila, or are you now spread out all over the country?
Well, we are still just in Luzon. So as far as Dasmariñas, Cavite, and as far as Tarlac in the north.
Okay. And you are not alone in this undertaking.
No.
I'm looking at the notes here. You have a brother, Jose Marie, who is a general manager and handles finance and operations, while your sister, Teresa, is in charge of commissary and product development. How is that working out? Because even my wife says, if we put up a company, I will never work for you. And if I ever put up a company with my brothers and sisters, it will last 1 hour.
You can't choose your family members.
Okay.
So you have to just love them. I mean, we took a personality test because like our HR before gave us a personality test, and it seems that our personalities complemented. And then it said that it's good if you are like a triangle. So my sister is supposed to be the visionary. My brother is like an implementer. And then I'm the stabilizer. So parang that's how it works. And then each one has their own specialty. And so it worked that way. We're very thankful.
Yeah, but who makes up the menu? Because I was just watching that video, and there's more stuff on the table than just inasal.
Oh, so we actually really, our vision was really to bring the Bacolod experience to Manila, no? Because we love our hometown. By the way, it's the Mascara Festival. So it's the city's anniversary. So we wanted to bring other items that are well loved. So we have unique Ilonggo items like Kadios. I don't know if you've tried that.
Yeah.
Kadios, and then Kansi. That's the Ilonggo Sinigang Bulalo. And so all of these things are, we conceptualize it as a family. Like we choose what we love. And then that's what we bring to the menu. We use batuan. I don't know if you are familiar. It's a souring ingredient that's unique to the Ilonggos. It's like a fruit, no? So and it
so
goes,
it's the equivalent of the kamyas or the sampalok.
Yes. So we put that in all our soups, like bangus belly with the batuan, salmon belly with the batuan. Kasi the flavor of the soup is different, no, from the other sinigang. So we really that's how we choose the menu.
How is that direction working for you? Because I mean, I have to be honest. I know Bacolod Inasal, but it's today that I first heard that the Bacolod Inasal chain is trying to bring in the Bacolod food experience. Because I just told our pastor, the only reason I will go to Bacolod is 2 reasons: for food and for fighting chickens. So Okay, how is that direction of the Bacolod food experience working? Are people going for it? Pinupuntahan ba talaga?
Well, let's just say that we survived the pandemic, and then we're now, back almost pre-pandemic, no? performance. And we have suki. That is our lifeblood. I think, like maybe 80% of our customers are repeat. So I think nagustuhan din nila how we liked the food of Bacolod. Masarap daw. So that's why balik sila ng balik.
Okay, but how authentic or how faithful has your commissary been to the Bacolod food or Bacolod experience? Because I noticed that in other places, yung kanilang, order kami ng certain specialty, biglang hindi na ganun. They've used other condiments. They have, commercialized the product. What about Bacolod Inasal?
Well, as I said, talagang we use pa rin the same ingredients even during the pandemic na kahit mahirap. Our langgao or our suka really comes pa rin from Bacolod. It's still our own, and then we manage a shipment. We get our batuan really from the province. So to also build communities.
How price sensitive are your products or are your food offerings?
Price sensitive.
Meaning, kasi di ba ngayon, if you listen to all of the economies, all of the forecasts, liliit ng liliit, money is going to become difficult. Budgets will start shrinking, the family expenses, and people will reduce going to restaurants, etc. Do you adjust to that? Because some people, yung suki ko dito sa kanto, yung lumpia niya dati ang lalaki. Ngayon kasi laki na lang ng Vienna sausage. Sabi ko, sana tinaasan mo na lang ng presyo, hindi mo pinaliit yung paborito ko.
Siyempre, we also had to adjust our prices because of the rising cost of the raw materials. And we were just talking about yung impact din ng mga Ukraine-Russia war, na yung mga logistics chain na affect. So like yung price ng onions, diba, ang laki. So what we did is like we're looking for alternatives. Like for example, white onion and yung red onion ng local onion natin, pwede natin gamitin. So, or talagang you source and then try to see kung pwedeng direct to the farm, parang ganyan. To try to really make the price as friendly as for our customers. Kasi that's our ultimate goal, no? To make the customers happy.
So Rose, what's the future or what's in the future for Bacolod Inasal? I've known of other companies that we've interviewed here in the program. They start with one product. Next thing you know, they get, okay, I can do that with my hands tied and my eyes closed. So they put up a second different business. What about the Tanalgo brother and sisters? Are you planning to go into other fields as well, or yan na talaga ang mainstay ninyo?
I would say that this is our mainstay. And next year is our 30th year. And we plan to actually have more stores because there are still a lot of areas here in Manila and Luzon where we feel like we could be present, no? And in fact, the mga provincial branches are, you can feel the development in the outlying areas of of Luzon. So definitely we are praying that, I heard you say kanina that, the projection is a bit dim, but we hope that we could still expand more. We actually have our frozen items, and we also have we've spinned off into, we can do small caterings for you na we can grill on the spot because that's the best way to enjoy inasal. So we have a grill.
So you now do small caterings. You have ano yung tawag nila sa America, TV dinners or frozen delights na you just throw in the microwave and then you grill, etc. Okay.
So that's the way that those are the things that
Do you
make
guys franchise or it's all family owned?
it's all family owned
Okay, because
for now.
there's that concern. Also, some people put up a chain of or restaurants, and then when it's so successful, they start doing franchising,
Mhm.
and then the quality goes down,
Mm.
or pinarami lang pagkatapos finlip o binenta sa malaking corporation. What is the vision for Bacolod Inasal?
Our vision is really to be a Philippine institution wherein our customers, our staff, our employees are happy, serving really good food in a good, friendly atmosphere, bringing pa rin the smiles of Bacolod, no? Because that's what we're known for, the city of smiles. So
Okay.
that kind of service.
Yeah, well, apparently I got lucky. We did a invitation for you just on Mascara. Kailan ba yung exact Mascara Festival?
This
This
week.
week? This
This
week.
week. And then I think the culmination is on Sunday, October 23.
Okay. So anyway, Rose, I'll give you a minute to invite our viewers to join you at your different branches. Go right ahead, please.
I'd like to invite everybody, if you have not tried Chicken Inasal, then come over to Bacolod Chicken Inasal. It's really one of the Filipino dishes that I feel we need to take pride in. It's uniquely Filipino, and it's recently been voted by Taste Atlas as top 5 chicken dishes in the world. No, so please, if you haven't tried it, come and enjoy the Bacolod experience at Bacolod Chicken Inasal. We
Okay.
have,
Yeah, go ahead.
we have chicken, and we have all the Ilonggo specialties that for sure you and your friends and your family will enjoy. So namit gid, kaon ta.
Namit gid. Okay, thank you very much, Rose. Eto, may pahabol. Meron ba daw kayong delivery?
Yes. So talagang yun ang nagpa-survive sa amin ng pandemic, no? So nasa Grab ho kami and Food Panda. And we also have our own in-house. So we take orders through our Facebook and Instagram.
Okay. Well, Rose, thank you very much for making time for us. And
Thank you.
we do hope, pray that God blesses your endeavors and expands you and make you a Philippine institution. Nothing else but Bacolod Inasal. God bless you, Rose.
Thank you, Cito.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And we will go for a quick break. And when we return, we go to our next guest this morning about a topic that has many business owners and organizations quite concerned. We'll be right back here on Agenda. interest to cooperate with the said agency. And with us today is a representative of one of those organizations. Let's roll the video.
Rogelio Singson currently serves as the president of the Management Association of the Philippines. He is also the president and CEO of Metro Pacific Water. Prior to this, Singson was secretary of the Department of Public Works and Highways from 2010 to 2016.
Good morning, Sir Babes. Welcome back to the program.
Thank you so much, Cito, for having me. Good morning to everyone.
Okay, we invited you to the program because you represent one of the organizations that supported the ARTA and called on the Ombudsman to cooperate with the ARTA instead of feuding with it or calling for its abolition. Now, could you please clarify the situation for our many viewers? What is at stake? Why is it a public concern, especially for the business community?
Yes, Cito, if we go back to the Republic Act that created ARTA, really the main objective is fairly simple and straightforward. Improve efficiency of government services to the public it serves, so whether it's LGU, national agency, and so on. So there should be no quarrel about that. No, all of us want to improve efficiency of government services. Now, the focus of ARTA is to reduce the red tape. No, alam naman natin, no, business permits, permits kaliwa kanan that are required by government. Sometimes they just slip on the desk of some officials. No, so reduce red tape. Reduce the possibility and prevent graft and corruption because that's the easiest source of graft and corruption. Patulugin mo lang yung dokumento niyan for someone who is in need of a permit. Magbabayad na yan. He will come across. You know, we've heard of the desk being opened when you talk to them because they're waiting for some lagay. No, I'll be very candid about it. And the third mandate of ARTA or the anti-red tape, napaka-clear naman anti-red tape authority, no, kaya ARTA yan, is to impose penalties on violators. No, they are the first agency to have specified if there's a permit or an application received by a certain agency, you're given so many number of days, fixed number of days. If you don't act on that, it is deemed approved. Ganon ka-diretso yan. No? Now, moving further on, there are two pillars of ARTA. No? One is the portion on empowerment, where they have issued they have issued manuals, no, and internal assessment, so that nakikita naman ng agency kung may progress o wala. No? The other is the enforcement, no, which is really, they have come up with licensing systems operations manual. We've not seen this being issued by any agency. Kanya-kanya yan. No? So what they're trying to do is standardize the procedures for licensing, giving them, they have studied that, how many days should a license be processed, to really avoid corruption and make sure that the business sector or whoever needs a permit, not even the, business sector, contractors, alam mo naman, kami sa DPWH, pag pinahirapan yung contractor dahil hindi siya yung favored contractor, sa barangay captain lang, duduguin ka na. No? Hindi ka makaumpisa ng trabaho mo. In the meantime, tenga yung equipment mo, tenga yung tao mo, and so on. So, yes, the implications are vast. No? It will redound to ease of doing business for the private sector, and at the same time, the good politicians and good local officials and heads of agency will also be helped and guided. Because, you know, I've been there. No?
Yes.
In a department with over 15,000 employees. You can imagine if, why will you refuse a help like this? No? Nandiyan na. That's why one of the first activities I did was go for good governance standards. No, yung talagang nagpa-assess ako from third parties. No, to find out where are the loopholes, where are the major causes of corruption, so that we can address them immediately.
Okay, the various business groups, including the chambers of commerce of Australia, New Zealand, Canada, etc., they all signed that statement of support for ARTA.
Yes.
Now, napag-usapan ba ito? Did you guys kind of all met up somewhere and said, hey, we got a problem, boys. If this thing persists, we may see the return of corruption and red tape. How did this come about? Because normally, private sector, you guys just keep your mouth shut, you hold your peace until somebody moves your cheese or stabs you in the back, di ba? This is surprising na pumalag na.
Yeah, fortunately, Cito, the MAP board is very active right now. And as I told them, we cannot keep quiet from doing what is right. No, so we have supported national issues. We have come out with position papers, and this is one of them. No, when it was getting to be a burning issue. So one of the directors said, who is representing the business sector in the ARTA itself, no? So said, okay, we're getting this pressure from all sides, Senate, Congress, and of course the Ombudsman, and we said we studied it, no, and we started checking with the other business groups if they would want to co-sign a statement supporting that ARTA and the Ombudsman collaborate and support each other. The Ombudsman should focus on the violators, no, and put them to jail, no. Yung mga procedures, let the ARTA do that, no.
Does this mean that the MAP and the business community and the chambers have finally woken up? Because parang you've been the sleeping giant. And for you guys to stand up sends a signal to government that we need to do things right, we need to cooperate because we will not take this sitting down. Parang naka-forward movement na tayo in fairness to even the past administration. Why go back? As Mig Subiri said, it's 1,000, abolishing the ARTA is 1,000 steps the wrong direction.
That's correct. I appreciate that statement coming from the speaker because really I see no reason why they will bang heads with ARTA. You know, they have so many things to do. We hear of cases pending in the Ombudsman, no, for many years. No, why don't they focus on the enforcement of those that have been filed? Because some are there, they have not been officially filed yet, but you know, people could be harassed. The immigrations when they leave, no, sabihin lang may pending case kayo sa Ombudsman, di kayo pwedeng umalis or get clearance first. So balik ka na naman, no. So those are the things that to the business sector really makes life difficult for business groups. No?
What about government officials and executives who are doing their jobs correctly, properly, and with integrity, but are being neutralized? Because case in point, for ARTA, you had Velhica, who was really going after all of these red tape proponents, these corrupt officials or delay experts, and standing his ground. Next thing you know, he is charged with abuse of authority. He's suspended for 6 months. And as a result, he was never reinstated, and ARTA kind of lost its direction. And then with the LTFRB, you have Chairperson Garafil, who's doing what to many was exemplary, very fair, very compassionate way of doing things, dealing with transport sector. And then suddenly removed and sent into the press secretary's office as OIC. Parang, this seems to be a new strategy. If they don't sing our song, let's put them in a different band.
Well, those are calls of the Office of the President and the appointing authorities. So right now,
I understand that, Sec
leave it at
Babes,
that, no?
but it's a strategy that's very disturbing, and at the end of the day, it affects business, the business community. Will MAP take a stand on these things, or at least show support for people doing their jobs?
Definitely, Cito, we have made it a point that we will not keep quiet. We will make a statement on burning issues, and if we need to call on the other, just like when, for example, Phoenix or PCCI would want to focus on a certain position paper, they would call on us and see whether the board of MAP would support such a statement. And we've collaborated, no? In terms of, let's say, supporting education, basic education, and the malnutrition issues. We've made a statement. There's another one forthcoming. I might preempt the board, but we've made a decision that we will make a statement on Pogo.
Okay. Nasa media, magkakapit-bahay naman tayo eh.
Sabi nga, let's not hold back, no? Let this be a policy that we hope the government can latch on, no? Kasi right now it's still being argued, merong pros, may cons, but we made but a position that for Pogos it's time to go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's time to go. Rather than wait until it ramps up again, tapos mas mahihirapan ka na, there will be more complaints, we're going to lose so many tenants and so on and so forth. Habang mababa pa lang, ngayon pa lang gawin na natin.
Yeah, and also because I mean, you know, you
I
can
cannot
just
imagine, Cito, bawal sa bansa nila, pwede dito. Paano naman yun?
Exactly. And then we are going to lose 2 million Chinese tourists who spend $1,000 each. And just so some people can run an illegal business. So kudos to the MAP and the community. Time to let the Pogo go. Ayun.
That's right. And we will continue to be very vocal in terms of pressing national issues. And we will support members of Congress or Senate who make those statements that we think will strengthen their position.
Okay, going back to this issue about the ARTA and the Ombudsman, has the MAP or the various chambers and business community taken or made an effort to sit down the two groups or reach out to Ombudsman Samuel Martires?
I will, good you said that, because my next move is really to sit down with the Ombudsman, former
Justice Secretary. I mean, Supreme Court.
Yeah,
Supreme Court Justice.
Samuel Martires, yes.
Yeah. Okay, last question, I suppose. What about other similar issues to Pogo, yung online sabong? What's your position on that?
Pinagbawal na naman eh. So hindi na namin pinatulan niya.
Okay. Just checking, and because I want an alignment on various issues. But Sir Babes, thank you very much for your time this morning.
Thank you.
At least we're clear on those things.
Thank you so much, Cito, for having me. And we hope we were able to clarify our position on why we are and the other business groups are supporting the art initiatives.
Okay, thank you very much. As former DPWH Secretary Rogelio Singson. Have a good day, sir. God bless you. And please take care of your shoulder.
Thank you so much.
Okay. And that's our interview for today. And let's go to the blessing of the week. But before we do that, please allow me to say hello, greetings to Colonel Cathy Katigbak. I hope you are doing much better. And I'm praying for you, Sir Hector Ilagan. Magandang umaga po dyan sa inyo sa Batangas. And my friend Marco Hison, whether you are at the farm in Iloilo or at home in the city, good morning. Okay, let's go to our blessing, final blessing for this week from the book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 13. May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace in believing, so that by the power of the Holy Spirit, you may abound in hope. I'm Cito Beltran, thanking you for joining us all of this week. God bless you. Please rest up this weekend. Go watch a nice movie. Listen to your favorite album hits of all time. Eat your favorite food. And say I love you to your loved ones, your family, your wife, your husband, and your children. God bless all of you.